that's going to be a positive character. That's going to be, I guess, a lack of a negative characteristic, right? And so I think that if you can bring those things to the table, that's big. But your fucking money, don't care. Don't care about your money.
I feel like a guy asking that question in general immediately in my mind puts them on the feminine spectrum. It's like, what can I receive from you? I'm going to receive, prove yourself, like, tell me what you can do. Not like, who are you? Let me get to know you. What are your traits? Like, like if I give you the safe environment, who are you inside? Like,
I think
like a job interview.
I got to step up.
Okay.
She put it well.
I think it comes more from a place of, have you introspected about what your strengths are in terms of what makes you relationship material? What makes you worthy beyond just us having sex? Because you say that women are the table, and some of y'all raised your hands that women are the table. But when you seeking commitment and guys are the gatekeepers of commitment, he's essentially saying, why should I commit to you? What makes you special relative to these other women?
But I wouldn't answer that.
Well, that's the nature of the question.
I would rather say bye to that guy and like go to the guy that like actually wants to pursue me and actually knows that he likes me and is like, I want to take you out, I want to court you, I want to know about you, like there's something that intrigues me about you, not the guy that's like, oh, tell me like what's so special about
I get
you.
that practically. I'm just saying the nature of the question is philosophical. So I'm saying that we ask that because we want to know what makes you special, because if women are, like you were saying, women are the table, on the basis of what? Like, what am I getting? If I get into a relationship with you, what are you offering that makes the relationship worth being in with me?
The ability to recreate life, which is like the most magical thing in the world. But
that's biology.
Yeah.
Every mammal can do that.
Every female can do that.
Yeah.
Well, in the human species, at least.
Yeah. Well, mammals, period. Female mammals.
Males can't do that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's in essence what we're asking when we say that.
I get that, but I would never be the kind of person to like try and prove something. I would rather go for the person that's sure about me.
I think women are the table. I'll agree. The table manufactured from the warehouse of the finest delusions.
Thank you.
Since you're a dating coach and you also said that your girlfriend also likes sometimes to pay for you, it means like that both of you have some feminine energy, and sometimes also the masculine energy comes out also.
Both is required. Both are required in a relationship.
I see more like a relationship to be balanced. It's not like, oh, what you bring to the table. It's like when you meet the person and you feel that you could connect, you also will learn what this person lacks. Maybe like, insecurities or whatever. I feel like a good relationship is when we're together. If you lack something, I will help you to see another point of view as you will give it to me. I don't see it like all the time this materialistic thing. Oh, you give me the money. It has to be a bit more, if it's really a real relationship and not just like hooking
it's
up.
beneficial on both halves.
Yeah, I mean, helping each other, not all the time being like, oh, you gave it to me. Oh, but you did it. Whoa! I mean, we're helping each other.
in a real relationship, you don't keep score.
Yeah, that's the point.
you don't keep score.
I love paying for my boyfriend. I love when he also like comes back home with a rose. Like he really likes me because I know he thought about me.
So I think that question should never be existing. Like a question like that.
It should exist.
From a man, that's just like turns.
But it makes women who say women who say things.
A man asked a question like that. I think it's very hard for him to.
It makes it feel like the relationship's more of a job than like pursuing interest.
But the people in relationships aren't asking that. The question is a rebuttal to women who believe that women are the table because it's egotistical. Yeah. It's narcissistic to say that women are the table. So it's comparative. It's like, well, what makes you so special? What makes you different from other women outside of sex? That's the point of the question.
That's why you court and you go like courtmanship. Like you'll
when
see
like
women.
how birds bring like seeds to the females and stuff, or like some birds like dance.
But okay, here, let me ask this: what do you think men should bring to the table?
They should bring emotional safety.
Okay.
They should bring integrity. They should integrity.
Okay.
They should bring like healthy mindset, like I can trust where they're gonna take me mentally.
Okay.
Providing, protecting.
Okay.
And love, like just caring about you.
But in certain areas shouldn't also be from a woman. Like I don't see all the time.
No, I didn't say that.
Like all the time we have to make these groups. Men do this, women do that. We both can be balanced. Sometimes I have this masculine energy. I'm not romantic.
No, of
My
course,
boyfriend, he's super romantic. That doesn't mean that he has to be a pussy. Like we kind of like come next to each other. Like when I need something, he understands
that's why
my
it's
needs.
Union. Yeah, like
but
it flows.
I hate
together.
when people like all the time say, "Oh, women are these or men are these." We're literally human beings, the same. We're bleeding, same color. Like I feel like we should actually put a bit more the two genders together.
I'm confused here because I'm sure if I asked the question, what should men bring to the table, all of you guys would list a whole bunch of things. When we're actually having whether you feel icked out about the question or not from an actual romantic partner, if we're having a conversation about it, you guys could all list all these things that men should bring to the table. What's wrong with asking what y'all bring to the table?
No, nothing wrong, honestly.
Well, she thinks there's something wrong. She thinks there's something wrong.
No, I didn't say there's something wrong.
Hey, leave that big black microphone.
Can I add something?
That you're grabbing it way too crazy there. Okay, Daisy?
I think it should be 100. It shouldn't be split.
Oh, okay.
I give you my all, you give me your all, and that's like a healthy way.
Do women give their all?
But that's what I'm saying. It should be. I'm not saying it is that way, but I'm saying like I should be giving my all to someone, and they should be reciprocating the same thing.
Sure. So look, I think there's a lot women can bring to the table.
I'm happy to answer that one.
One sec though. So you mentioned courtship.
Yeah.
Right? Courtship, men should be providers, protectors, emotional safety, integrity. My dear, you're a sex worker. You have OnlyFans.
Don't say that.
The truth.
But it's the truth.
That's not nice to say to a woman. That's very.
Women are naturally
respectful.
sensual creatures.
Yeah.
I mean, we get into.
Women are.
Don't you think wife and husband get married? That's not a sex worker. That's just a sex worker for entire life. And then she doesn't get paid well.
I can't believe you've just said that.
That's true.
I literally cannot believe you've just said that.
I'm just telling you that is true.
That is the most
I'd rather prefer a man who pays me for one time than doesn't want to pay me for the entire life.
I'm not even going to interrupt you. Keep going.
I agree.
I mean, that's just the fact. A man, mostly when they want to marry a woman, they just want a woman who can give birth, taking care of the housework, taking care of the kids.
They want to be devotional to the
laundry,
to them.
clean.
Don't bother me. Let me making my money, and you just take care of the kids. Why not paying for her? You know what I mean?
That is like one of the most damning statements I've ever heard.
Well, she's angry.
You guys know that's true.
What?
No, I'm not angry, but I just feel like a lot of women don't understand that. And they make mistakes in marriages.
Wives are sex
that's why there's a lot of divorce in this country.
Wait,
and
there's
that's why.
Did you say wars?
Divorce.
Oh, divorce.
My accent.
There's a lot of war because of relationships.
The fucking war, man. It's crazy.
That's just my perspective. Yeah. I'm not saying you have to agree with me.
Wait, do you think wives are sex workers?
Well, we didn't.
No, that's a
agree
question
with
for
the
Daisy.
Sorry.
Daisy, you basically said wives are sex workers.
I'm not saying wives are sex worker.
That's what you said.
That's not what I'm saying.
Is that not what you said?
I'm just saying that whether she is doing OnlyFans or whether she's a wife to somebody.
Yeah, if she's a wife having sex with her husband, I don't think anybody has an issue with that.
Legally, yes, legally.
Wait, hold on. So Daisy, what I'm trying to say here.
What's wrong of
being a sex worker?
No, but the thing is, she's not a sex worker.
Who?
You can't call somebody a sex worker when she's not.
Who's not a sex worker?
She's just OnlyFans content creator.
Yeah, that's a sex worker.
And that is legal in this country.
No,
that means that's not a sex worker.
I'm not saying it. No,
she's
hold on.
only posting pictures. Guys would like to buy the pictures. I don't think that's something you should be ashamed about, or shaming a girl about.
Sure.
So
let me ask you a
do
question.
not call a girl sex worker.
Well, hold on. A couple of clarifications. I didn't claim it was illegal, but you can be a sex worker and doing legal sex work. So just to be clear, she has an OnlyFans and she posts nude photographs. That's sex work. She's not. I mean, some people
is
disagree.
it my English or sex worker? Is it sex
Are you
worker
thinking
should be
prostitution?
yeah, like
Yeah, also for
it
me,
has
like
to
sex
be
workers, I thought is
affected,
when
like
I mean,
physically.
sex worker is like a
physically.
really broad term.
I've never heard about that before.
Okay.
Like in any other country,
Fine,
that's
she's
just
an
very
OF
rude to
girl.
me.
Yeah,
Like,
sex
Fine.
workers.
She's an OF girl who puts out pornography.
Describe pornography.
like
Nude-
girls
you
in
have
porn
nude
industry.
photos.
I
You
know
got
a lot
nude
of girls
photos.
in porn industry.
Yeah.
They love doing that. They're passionate about
But,
that.
okay.
They don't do
Describe
anything besides
pornography
that.
first.
They
Hold
don't
on.
get paid for
If I do
sex.
that or not,
They're
'cause
just a
different.
performance.
But hold on. So the point I'm trying to make is she's talking about integrity. She's talking about emotional safety. She's talking about courtship. Courtship, we're going back to chivalry. Courtship is something that you do. You're a gentleman, she's a lady. No offense. A woman who does OnlyFans and is posting nude photos of herself is not a lady. Like
Okay.
you don't deserve courtship. You want a guy to be a gentleman. You want a guy to be a provider. You want a guy to pay for the first date. Now you can still get it because the Overton window is totally shifting. You can still, even if you're if you're a prostitute, you can still get a guy to pay for first dates. 100% happens all the time. Do you deserve it? No.
Your opinion.
It's not just. I don't think. Well, I suppose it is my opinion.
Yeah.
But you want, like, you're saying, okay, the guy needs to be a gentleman. He has to do courtship. This is going back to what you bring to the table. You bring a negative thing to the table. You're doing sex work. That's negative in most men's eyes. Like, you think most men dealing with you, they prefer you being an online girlfriend, getting other dudes off?
Actually, a lot of men are fine with that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
cucks.
A lot.
They're cucks.
A lot.
Any dude who's okay with his girl posting naked photos on the internet is a cuck. Point blank, period.
What's a cup?
Well, in my eyes, if I'm gonna date a man, he's gonna be doing what I'm doing for myself and better. So personally, I wouldn't really want an OF if a guy was to come into my life and be a provider and a protector.
But
there's no
you have an
reason
OF.
for me to do that at that point.
But you're also monetizing something that's very sacred.
And people
Divine-
do it for free.
Divine.
Girl, just
Yeah,
make your money
they're
and
bad
retire.
too.
Nobody
and
knows you.
like wives do it for free, or some people
Wait,
will
wives
go
do
on,
what for free? What do you mean wives do
or
it
like
for free?
some girls will go on a
Wait,
date
what
and
do wives do for free? They fuck their husbands? What?
No,
Why
like people
not?
will go on a first date and like sleep with that person
Okay,
and
fine, they're
get
sluts.
nothing
Cool.
like from them.
Okay,
Like
cool, they're
girls will
sluts.
do that for free. Like,
Yeah,
I think
cool, I
the
agree, they're
problem
sluts.
should be
Doing OF is bad too.
that, as opposed to like, okay, I don't want to get this away for free.
If she sleeps with me on the first date, though, she's cool. I'm fine with that. Look, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, is that you listed, oh, the guy should be a provider, protector, courtship. Like you doing OF, that's going to do nothing for his emotional safety. You talk about integrity. I'm sorry, like taking nude photos, putting them on the internet so like strange dudes can bust a nut to you, and you do the girlfriend experience, right? That's even worse. That's not integrity.
I don't see the problem.
What do you mean you don't see the problem?
I don't see the problem. Like, I personally, lived in Hawaii. I would lay on the beach naked all day long, eat exotic fruit, and just like be in my element. Like, I'm naturally very.
And were men walking up to you and just like started jerking off and like busting a nut to you right on the beach? I mean, shit,
No,
maybe it
I
happens,
don't.
but-
I don't like include myself in that part. I take the photos and like that's it. The same photos of me laying on the sand in Hawaii that I would post on Instagram, that I would write sacred captions to. Like, I now, instead of posting those on Instagram, post those on OF and get money for it.
Yeah, that's cool. You're engaged in sex work, and most men are going to have a massive problem with that. You're lacking in integrity because you're doing OF.
Where's the lack of integrity?
And the fact that you do OF.
Okay,
But that's
okay.
mostly
Can I
like
ask you a
your point
question,
of view
Brian?
of
Do you watch
integrity,
porn?
If you think about
Huh?
it.
Do you
'Cause
watch
some people
porn?
are
How
actually
would-
okay
how-
with that.
Do
It
you
doesn't
watch
matter
porn?
that
Hold on.
really it's
Do
for
you watch
everybody.
porn?
Hold on.
Do I watch porn?
Do you ever watch porn?
I'll answer your question in just a moment.
Donated $200. Top men don't even indulge this kind of garbage rationalization by listening to it. They don't date of girls and single moms. The top men have their pick of everybody, so you better learn how to cook.
Top men have their pick of everybody.
And who said we can't cook? We're the full package.
Oh my god,
We
she
can
cooks
cook.
so well. So well. She makes such yummy food.
I mean, you haven't answered my question yet. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I've watched porn.
Yeah, so what's wrong with being a woman selling her pictures online? But
wait, so your logic is
You
if
can't
a man,
watch porn.
If a man watches porn, he has to be okay dating a girl who fucks other men on camera?
I don't see what the difference, because you're like emotionally cheating by watching porn.
Do
if
y'all-
you're dating a
Well,
woman.
actually, if I'm in a relationship with a girl, like I don't watch porn unless it's like long distance
But
or
if you're
something.
single and you're watching
Huh?
I'm saying if you're single.
Yeah,
and watching
if you're
porn,
single
it's
and
not
watching-
cheating.
Exactly, I'm single.
Yeah, if you're single and
But
watching
still,
porn.
I think still most men they do.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but why would that have just because a man watches porn doesn't mean he has to date a porn star?
No, that's absolutely
no, he doesn't
no,
have to,
doesn't
but he
have to.
also shouldn't.
Like if I
have
watch like
opinion
thriller,
about that.
like mystery
Wait, why can't he have an
murders.
opinion?
Like he shouldn't be.
Who here watches football? None of you play football.
I have to date
but
a
you
football
probably
player.
Yeah, but
you-
we don't
you
shame
watch
footballers.
football,
He
you-
shouldn't be like, oh, you
Yeah, we don't
you
shame.
do.
Why do we
Yeah,
shame
should-
sex
yeah,
workers?
right.
It's the oldest job ever existing.
No, it's
there are
not.
even
No,
animals
it's not.
prostituting themselves.
That-
Penguins
what?
prostitute themselves for pedals.
Prostitution is not the oldest profession, first of all.
Yeah,
No?
it is
How
one of the
so?
first jobs ever.
How so?
How about fishermen?
I don't know. I
we
was
Google
in
I don't know
that?
which one came first, but
I just feel like
Also, who cares
like,
if
who comes
cares
first,
if it's
chicken
the
or
oldest
egg?
profession? What does it matter if it's the oldest profession?
Still, there's so much shame
Wait,
against
there's
it.
not-
wait, hold
actual
on.
value
Wait,
in
you know what else has been around for a really long time? Like just back before there were laws and shit. Like a caveman would just go and murder like another caveman or their entire family, and then like take the wife and essay her. Is that just because it happened a really long time ago and it was happening for a really long period of time? Does that mean it's okay?
But you're now telling that killing should be fine against sex workers.
What?
How can you say that?
How did you even get that from what I said?
You get it. You said
no,
oh, yeah,
You said,
that man killed that
sex
one.
work it's the oldest profession. It's been going on for so long. Yeah, and then like absolute brutality back before like humans had laws and shit.
Okay.
Men, the big strong man with the bigger club came and like killed all the men in this village and then took all the women and essayed them. Is that okay?
That was an animal. No, that wasn't okay. But shaming somebody that
Okay, but
chooses.
it happened a
What
really
about
long time ago.
how about bikini models?
Huh?
They get paid going on the runway.
I mean,
Even
some
top
men
models
might
are
have
half
an issue with
naked
that.
during the runway.
Some men might
Our
have an issue
Bezo
with
in
that.
Miami, all these women are naked outside. Like,
Look,
so
I'm
much
not
shaming for
even
nothing.
making
there's a big
necessarily.
space that women are doing that.
I'm not
There's-
even necessarily making a criticism about sex work. What I'm saying is, you guys are demanding. You're saying all these shoulds about men should do this. Men should have integrity. Men should pay for first dates. Men should protect. Men should provide.
men should
Are
wanna
you
do those
deserving
things.
of that? Like, as a woman, here's the thing, right? Y'all want all the traditional treatment. You're modern. You guys are modern women who want traditional men. I think if you want traditional treatment from men, you should be a traditional woman. Does that mean? How about this? Bare minimum. Don't be fucking other men on camera. I'm not saying that that's what you do. Maybe
Yeah,
you do
no.
it. I don't know. Have you
No.
done BG content?
What's
No.
BG?
Boy-girl pornography
Ah,
content.
okay, sorry.
No, I don't do any like
or
porn
just
or
don't
even,
have
like, with myself.
don't do OF where you're like chatting with dudes and getting them to like what's the like PC term fucking coom. You're getting these random dudes to coom and you're faking relationships with them and you're posting nude photos that are going to be out there forever. Your future husband and your children are not going to appreciate that.
Could be, but if you think about it, if a man goes and look for her, it means that he's fine with her lifestyle and he respects her.
Yeah,
right?
sure. There are going to be men. Look,
So-
and-
but does she want those men? That's the disconnect. Does she want those men? And is it inconceivable for y'all to know that a man wants sexual exclusivity?
No,
Like-
I would love to give that to a man.
But
You guys are also taking an easy out.
I have
in
a
life.
question.
Hold on.
hold on.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Go ahead.
An easy out is we know that men get turned on and want to ejaculate. You're monetizing off of that. I haven't done anything like that. I am wanting the traditional treatment. And so when I come up against women like you...
Do you get it?
What do you mean?
Like the traditional treatments.
My last relationship, he courted.
Often, like every man?
My 20s, I was no boundaries. That's what we're talking about here, is women who have boundaries and women who don't have boundaries. Men are saying they feel safe with a woman who shows the world, I have boundaries with how I'm going to share my sexuality, how I'm going to share my body. No.
I thought you were going to keep going. I thought you were going to say more.
Oh.
Look,
The point was clear.
I guess what I don't understand is, like, many women, you've just completely forsaken and abandoned and cast aside all of this sort of traditional gender expectations and gender roles on your end. But then with the utmost entitlement, Exhibit A, still expect men to adhere to our traditional gender roles. You want a guy to protect you, want a guy to provide, you want a guy to pay for everything, you want the courtship, chivalry, blah, blah, blah. If you want gentlemanly treatment, you have to be a lady. A woman who's producing pornographic content, you're not a lady.
Yeah,
you don't deserve.
Actually,
now,
I agree with you.
But can you still get
at
it?
Some point.
But here's the thing, you can still get it because there's a lot of, and you might even find like a really attractive guy, and a lot of these girls, even if they do porn, look, there's always some dude around the corner. You'll probably there's a lot of cope from men, like, oh, if she's done this, she's just tainted forever, and she's never.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of simp guys that are going to overlook a whole bunch of bullshit. But if we're having a conversation about like what is deserved, I genuinely think it's kind of a super untenable position for you to have an OF, to be a sex worker, and to say, I want a guy with integrity, and I want a guy to court me, and I want a guy to be a gentleman and
Those are
pay for
basic
dates.
things, yeah.
Basic things. You know what's basic? A woman not being a strumpet on the internet. A woman not having her nude photographs all over the internet.
Why not be a waitress? Like, why not? That's
not feminine to me, and I think femininity is more important to me than like how a man like sees me.
Yeah, the perception of others shouldn't touch you, honestly.
I'm not like,
Men take
I don't
women
really
for
care
granted
how
sometimes.
some random guy in the future
If
is
you are
going to perceive
waitress,
me from a time
not
when we
necessarily
weren't
they
even
will
like
treat
together.
you equally.
Like if I come into like our lives and we then meet from that point on, like that's what matters from that point on.
You think that, but so women, y'all care about a man's future. We care about a woman's past. So this idea that, oh, okay, like most guys are just not going to give a fuck. Actually, a lot of men are going to care about your past.
But
unless
why?
you're just going to lie.
Why?
Can I ask you why
Why?
you focus a lot on the past?
talking about energies. If you are sleeping with men, I even think if you're enticing a man to look at you in that way by your actions, energy work, you're like inviting in that his energy into you. You sleep with men, you take on their energy. This is why men don't want a high body count. It's essentially the baggage.
Can I ask a question before I forget? I've been holding. Sorry. Would you guys quit OnlyFans for like a man? Like if he was like, I want to settle down and marry you. I have the ring, but I don't want to because
the only reason why I'm doing that is because I don't have a man like that, and in my like, from what I can see, men are not like that anymore. So why would I go waitress 1,000 hours and like sleep deprive myself and lose my feminine energy to like then hope that like a guy will accept me?
So take the easy path. Take the easy path.
It's not easy.
Do something.
It's feminine.
Being a sex worker? What?
Sexuality and sensuality.
I think being a waitress is feminine.
Yeah, being
She's just saying she has more ability and time to take care of
with a
herself.
monogamous partner, but just like having that out there on the internet and just like having a bunch of random dudes coom to you, like that's not sensuality. That's just degeneracy.
Well, it's for me in my experience, and like however men see that or whatever they do with that is like up to them. Like I create content that I feel happy with, that I'm comfortable with, that are within my boundaries.
Yeah. So what if a girl sat here and says, I do bukkake gangbang content and I feel happy with that, and men shouldn't judge me because I'm fucking like 100 men on camera?
I think that's different.
How's it different?
Because you're actually inviting that energy into your body and you're absorbing it, and women naturally want to submit, and like our hormones absorb and match with the man, like the men that we're sleeping with. So if you're just
sure, I'll agree with you that there's scales to it. Like a girl who's doing gangbang content, that's probably different than a girl who's posting like solo nude content. But there is still the other component where you're like engaging in these like parasocial relationships with these men. Hold on, let me read your shit again.
Yeah, you said you give the girlfriend experience.
Yeah, you give the girlfriend experience.
I didn't write that.
She said before the agency, just like a PR way to attract actually clients.
What's a girlfriend experience?
She's.
Come on, you know what that is.
I swear I don't know.
Girlfriend experience when you chit chat, being very girlfriend, like behaving and talking to your chat, like your clients.
You're basically paying
like
her to act like
their
a girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Okay.
The whole occupation, it's literally to act and fake your love and companionship toward emotionally vulnerable men and exploit them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a great building block to a healthy relationship. I don't know, like how can you fall in love with someone whose primary skill is faking affection and selling the dream and taking his money?
I had a friend who she worked in the OF community, and she worked at like an office for like this agency, and actually they have certain people who come into work every day who message these men. Like,
yeah,
like the girl
and
doesn't actually do it. Like it's like
just
a bunch of like random people who like text them, and like they think that they're talking to the girl, but it's just literally someone who went into work.
Do you think what you do is integrous?
Yes.
So
wait, we didn't say it again.
Do you think what you do is integrous?
Like integral, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are y'all okay with men playing with women's emotions? No? Playing with women's emotions.
No, that's not okay.
Are you okay with men playing with women's emotions?
Is that valuable? Like a woman's beauty and like her sensuality is naturally valuable. Whatever men interpret like that as or do with that, like that's on them.
I just want to know if you're cool with men playing with women's emotions. Like if a man knows that, because y'all love to use predatory and these kind of words, in the way that you exploit men by giving them the girlfriend experience and they're paying you, to them, some of these men really believe that you're genuinely interested in them. They're paying you. I've had clients who've struggled with this. I had a client who spent, I want to say $20K in a month for a woman that was an OnlyFans worker who he was carrying on a relationship with. Wow. And he believed that this woman really liked him. Because she was feeding him lies, telling them she wanted to see him and everything like this. And he was sending her money. And he couldn't figure out if she was genuinely interested in him or not.
Yeah.
And I had to show him that this woman is extracting money out of you because she just wants your resources. So you think that's integral?
I think if it's in a manipulative sense, like where she just generally doesn't care about him, or it's like she thinks like they're gonna one day like get married, but then like she really doesn't give a fuck about him. Like I think that's rude and harsh. Yeah, and I don't like condone that. But if a woman is saying, I'm naturally sensual, I'm naturally in tune with myself.
In your OnlyFans, it says the perfect online girlfriend you've been dreaming of.
I also didn't write that for the fifth
right,
time.
but this is even, okay, so let me ask you a question. You hire somebody to murder for you.